Welcome back to Season 7 of Penny Dreadful, the Magic Online format with only one rule. Only 1 cent cards are allowed. All sets since the beginning of Magic are legal. The card pool rotates with every set release and is locked in all season. The format is supported by 5 weekly tournaments and league play with a monthly ladder reset. Before we get to the matches, let's take a look at the meta this season so far. Aggro continues to be a strong presence in Season 7 with zombies and red deck wins, but overall there's been a very diverse meta with many archetypes having strong tournament showings, including Blink, Temur Ascendancy, and Azorius Control. Stick around, here's a look at the 4 tournament finals matches coming up. Into match 1, we have Crazybaloth playing mid-range Jund monsters versus Briar playing 4-color infinite combos. Baloth on the play with the turn 1 elf for 3 mana next turn. Turn 2 Sprouting Thrynax. Briar with nothing but land so far. Baloth plays Lay Bare the Heart to take a look at Briar's hand and discards Animate Dead. Gets 3 damage in. Briar cycles Archfiend into the graveyard and passes the turn. Crazybaloth swings for 5 damage at an empty board. Turn 4 Bloodspeaker comes down. But an immediate Bituminous Blast in response, cascading into a Desecration Demon. Things are looking grim for Briar Moss. Three damage, taking him down to 9. Cycles another Archfiend and plays Mind Shrieker. Burst Lightning takes care of that, and Briar Moss concedes. Into game 2, Briar Moss on the play. Crazybaloth with another turn 1 mana elf. Turn 2, Lay Bare the Heart is the last thing Briar Moss wants to see right now, again taking away the all-important Animate Dead. Rampant Growth. And Briar gets a zombie infestation on board. Turn 4 Broodmate Dragon from Crazybaloth puts 2 4/4s down. Sunscorched Desert, one piece of the puzzle for the World Gorger combo. Sentinel Totem spells bad news for Briar Moss with 8 damage on top of it. Buried Alive and Animate Dead. but Baloth sacrifices Sentinel Totem to clear the graveyard. Burst Lightning to the face brings the board to lethal damage, and there's the concede. Crazybaloth wins the match. Here's a look at the tournament results. For match 2, we have Luke SV on a 13 playing Mono Black Zombies versus Yellowvanblake on Cleansing Control. Luke on the play. Our coverage begins on turn 2 with 2 zombies on board for Luke already. Turn 3, Lake of the Dead, sacrificing 2 swamps for 6 mana and casts Liliana's Mastery. Blake already down to 13 life. And a Cemetery Reaper on turn 4 steals the deal. Zombies take game 1. Into game 2. Blake on the play. Luke gets the 1-drop. Two damage and another Sarcomancy. Now a third. The Lord comes down, but Blake is ready for it. Dissolve counters. Still takes 6 damage. Another 6 damage and no play from Luke. Winds of Wrath wipes the board and Sarcomancy is going to burn for 3 each turn. Diregraph Ghoul and now a Thran Lens. Elixir of Immortality buys Blake more time. Lay bare the heart. But Blake counters with Power Sink. 2 more damage. Immolating Glare kills the lone zombie. Another Diregraph Ghoul from Luke, and Blake cashes in the Elixir. Down to 7 health, drawing with Hieroglyphic Illumination. Exiles the Ghoul, but Luke has another. And another. Celestial Flare forces a sacrifice. A second Celestial Flare and the board is clear. Luke casts Dark Salvation with 9 mana. Blake counters with Dissolve. Sacrifices Encroaching Wastes to destroy Lake of the Dead. Sarcomancy burns for 3. And another 3. Luke down to 11 with an empty board and 2 cards in hand. Elixir for another 5 life in the back pocket. Luke finally draws a zombie, a Shambling Ghoul. Didn't last long, Winds of Wrath wipes it. 3 more Sarcomancy burn down to 5 life. Diregraph Ghoul, but Blake is ready. Counters it with Dissolve. Luke down to 2 life, and Liliana's mastery keeps him in the game, but Blake steals the zombies with Gather Specimens. Luke dying to Sarcomancy on the next turn. Into game 3. Luke on the play, opening with a 1-drop. Shambling Ghoul turn 2, and everything is going according to plan. Diregraph and Sarcomancy on turn 3. Luke is going wide. Azorius Charm takes care of 1, but with 6 damage, Blake is down to 10 life. Another Azorius Charm, but will it be enough? Blake down to 6. Blake passes the turn with an empty board. Swings for 4, but Immolating Glare takes care of 1 zombie. Another Diregraph Ghoul, and Luke has lethal on board. Blake needs to find an answer. And there it is, Winds of Wrath. Shambling Ghoul and Thran Lens. Blake is still on the ropes. Lay bare the heart, but once again countered with Dissolve. Celestial Flare kills the last zombie. Lake of the Dead into Liliana's mastery. Draws with Hieroglyphic Illumination. Planar Outburst clears the board with Awaken, and now Blake has a 4/4. Sarcomancy burning 1 for every turn Luke doesn't have a zombie in play. Dark Salvation for 7 mana, but it's not enough to kill the island. Another Planar Outburst, putting 4 more counters on the island. Blake swings for 8. Luke down to 3 life after the burn. 1 more Sarcomancy, but that only buys another turn. Elixir again. Burns down to 1 life. Cycling Scarab Feast and Desperation. Looks like Luke is just emptying his hand now. Passes and accepts his fate. Yellowvanblake wins the match. And here's a look at the tournament results. Stick around for the next match with commentary from Baker T99.
Penny Dreadful Monday final features J Mecha on Wild Pair, mono green ramp deck hoping to power out the namesake enchantment or other threats, versus a pretty straightforward red deck wins deck from Hetfield 881 with a little bit of spice in the form of 1 Thunderous Wrath and 2 Browbeat. Hetfield on the play makes a hasty 1-drop hoping to flip it if J Mecha doesn't have a turn 1 play, and he doesn't, so he now has a 2/2 Menace. That's the best case for that 1-drop, and he comes 2 damage, follow up with a Stormblood Berserker with the trigger. Rothlos is the key card for J Mecha. If this survives, it's going to be a very different game, but Incendiary Flow makes sure that it doesn't, and he only comes for 5, and already J Mecha under the gun here. Single Findhorn Elves probably isn't going to cut it. There's 5 more damage coming in this turn, plus whatever Hetfield has in hand. Still 5 cards in hand, probably including some burn. Might see an end of turn burn for 3 damage here. Obviously didn't think it was worth using the burn on the Findhorn Elves if he has some. Well, here are some blockers. There's not much more we can say about it than that, but potentially double blocking the 2/2 to take it out, or double blocking the Stormblood Berserker, triple blocking the Stormblood Berserker. Let's see what J-Mecha wants to go for here. He's in a lot of trouble here, and there's not really any way he comes out of this well. So lethal power on board for Hetfield. Creeper Hulk is a big guy, so decent blocks available for J-Mecha, but 4 points of burn will win the game for Hetfield. He may be playing enough burn to get that out there. And Flame Javelin, perfect. Finish. J-Mecha on the play with a Mana Elf, completely different story in game 2. Doesn't get burnt, so we're looking at 3 mana here on turn 2. Rothlos still the ideal play, as much as it's a must kill. So hopefully this is Rothlos. It's not Rothlos, so this doesn't bode very well for J-Mecha. We're over to a 2/2 menace on Hetfield's part again, and things are sliding away. No follow-up play, and the ability to gain 4 life, or block, from Ravenous Baloth is going to help. And Hetfield making pretty puny creatures in comparison to that big 4/4, so I don't see that being sacked for life anytime soon. It's doing such a good job on defense, or maybe even turning the corner. So probably making some 1/1s here again for maximum blockers, and now we can probably attack with the Baloth, or not, depending on what J-Mecha thinks is right. A little bit stuck on land for Hetfield. That's pretty nice 2-for-1. Opening up potential attack, but it just trades for a 1/1, so Hetfield stays back. And J-Mecha's definitely stabilised from the creature damage pretty early here, giving him a very good chance to win the game. He's effectively on 19 life here, and he has the superior board presence, and he has access to 5 mana, so kind of expecting J-Mecha to run away with this one. Surprisingly no attack from the Ram Gang. It has Wither, so it's not so terrible for it to trade, for it to attack into the 4/4. I mean, it's not great, obviously, but this is the kind of scenario where Red Deck wins. Needs a lot of help, and that Razormane Mastercore is going to start picking off a creature every turn. Getting no attacks from Hetfield. I'm not really sure what he's hoping to achieve by not attacking. Here goes one of the Ram Gangs that could have attacked last turn. But maybe he has some team boost or something I didn't notice in the deck list. Wild Pair gets discarded by J-Mecha, so we won't be seeing this deck do its combo thing. I suspect against Red Deck wins it would only ever do that if it had a turn 2 Rothlos that lived, which is itself going to be pretty rare. Hetfield going to the face and hoping to push through some damage here, maybe. Nope, he's changed his mind. That Mastercore with the Baloth and the Procrocyte is quite happy to die. It's looking pretty hopeless for Hetfield, but he might draw 4 damage burn spells in a row. No, okay, he's pretty much lost, but we'll see how J-Mecha chooses to finish him off. Probably coming in for some damage now. Offers the trade for 2 cards, but declined by Hetfield, who I'm not quite sure what Hetfield is hoping for. And J-Mecha lets Hetfield draw as many cards as he wants. Hetfield hoping just to draw into Flame Javelins till the end of time, probably. And I guess chump block with these guys. And the second Ram Gang goes down without ever putting any Wither counters on anything, which seems not ideal. Here are 2 cards that would probably be 2/2s and 1/1s if they'd been blocked before. But, this is a pretty hopeless situation. Kelton made it. Yep, there we go. There's 4 damage again. So we only need 3 more before J-Mecha could do 10 damage. Sadly, J-Mecha can do about 10 damage this turn, so probably not going to happen. Leaving back the 1/1s, apart from Procrocyte, which doesn't really mind dying. Probably have to block the 5/5 here to avoid going very low, but it's kind of hopeless at this point. Flame Javelin to the face to put the fear of God into J-Mecha, but not really close or close enough. Yep. So we go to a game 3. So this time the red deck on the play. That helps a lot, but the green deck with its sideboard life gain and removal in the form of Mastercore, going to give it a run for its money, hopefully. No 1-mana accelerant, so probably looking for a Rothlos here, and ideally Hetfield kills it with a Burst Lightning, or in fact sideboard Magma Spray, and that's very bad news for J-Mecha, although not unexpected. And the beats begin. So J-Mecha tapping out for a card that doesn't affect the board, doesn't bode well for his chances here, although he does see Bow of Nylea, which in the long game gives him a lot of chances. It also takes a nice big 5/5 for 4 to try and probably play next turn and do some blocking against these Rakdos Cacklers. Incendiary Flow to the face. Hetfield wasting no time trying to close this out. Here comes the 5/5, and Hetfield's got 4 on board, plus the double Keldon Megaliths, so it's looking pretty bad for J-Mecha here. He needs to draw a Ravenous Baloth into Ravenous Baloth into Ravenous Baloth, and then all kinds of things become possible. Some decision to make here. He has 6 cards in hand, and to Hetfield's none. He can kill the flyer with the Bow of Nylea, which is nice. I'm not sure if Bow, I think it's an instant or sorcery. Oh, he didn't kill the flyer. Maybe Bow of Nylea doesn't do what I think it does. And this is pretty terrible news for J-Mecha, as he is dead on board. And that's the final. Thanks for watching. The Penny Dreadful Saturday final match of March the 10th is MrSad with Zombies, Mono Black aggro / mid-range deck featuring Lake of the Dead versus Esper Blink, Ribbons of Night's Endless, Enter the Battlefield Trigger, Animate Dead, Miss Meadow Witch, Treasure Cruise Value Engine. We join the match with Zombie out for the Zombies deck, and Ribbons of Night just having played lands so far. He's got all his Esper colours, plays a Court Hussar, takes a card from the top 3, puts it into his hand. Nice 1/3 Vigilance, good blocker for the Diagraph Ghoul. Lord comes down, making the blocks not so great, and this is the Zombies' plan, just to spam a bunch of Lords onto the battlefield and have a bunch of 5/5s, 6/6s or whatever that just can't be dealt with by the opposing forces. Down comes Lord of the Accursed, making both creatures able to attack with impunity. Court Hussar decides to go for the gain 4 life option. Meanwhile, there's a Skin Render in the grave for Ribbons after his Oath of Jace last turn. He's going to reanimate that and kill one of these Lords, or I guess the only thing he can kill here is Cemetery Reaper, so he probably kills that unless he has some follow-up play. And that's not even going to happen because MrSad uses Scarab Feast to remove cards from Ribbons' graveyard. Pretty great start for Zombies here, and they're basically looking to close the door next turn, or even this turn with the Liliana's Mastery. It's lethal. So game 2, Ribbons gets the play, which is probably quite important to him here. He's looking to make a fast Magister of Worth using Animate Dead and Oath of Jace in the ideal scenario, taking away everything that MrSad has. Alternatively, hardcasting one off a Signet or a Teferi's Moat, which just bit the dust thanks to Lay Bare the Heart. Still powering out the mana, Ribbons of Night, but not interacting. The board about to get a lot bigger with this first Liliana's Mastery, and with Swamp in hand, we know that MrSad can do the same thing next turn. So, Ribbons looking to Light of Day to prevent the attacks, or something similar. Here's a Detain in the form of Lavinia of the 10th, but a second Liliana's Mastery puts plenty of power on the board here. So Ribbons, no Wrath in the form of Magister of Worth, but here comes a Lord. is going to be a pretty tasty attack, and in fact, MrSad takes it down in short order.
If you'd like to know more about Penny Dreadful, check out pennydreadfulmagic.com. A very special thanks to Card Hoarder for sponsoring Penny Dreadful tournaments and MTGO Traders for sponsoring the Penny Dreadful League. PD also has a Patreon to cover server and hosting costs. If you'd like to see more, check out Penny Dreadful Season 6 highlights. Thanks for watching.